Hey, Edgeworkers, how are you? This is Cheryl Williams. I'm with Santa Cruz Black. I'm the executive director, and there's my program director on the other side.
Hi, everyone. My name is Io Banjo, and I'm the program director here at Santa Cruz Black.
And I like to say Santa Cruz Black. I want to give you a little context of how we started. We actually started in 2020. As a direct result of the protests against the tragic murder of George Floyd, and we had lots and lots of community meetings, and out of that came this organization. There's a long, long story which you can get on our website because I told it to the group at one of our events. So you can get that, but that's how we started, and we aim to bring the Black community together, make us, we don't want to be invisible any longer. We're 1.7% of the general population here in Santa Cruz, which is, I think, about 286,000, but don't quote me on that. Aya, would you tell us about our programs?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
Sorry, that was awkward. Let's start. Let's start again. Perfect.
Hey, Edgeworkers, my name is Cheryl Williams, and I am the executive director of Santa Cruz Black, and I'm here with my program director.
And I think that's my cue. Hi, everybody. My name is Io Banjo. Program director here at Santa Cruz Black.
And let's give everyone watching a overview of what we are and why we started. We started, or how we started. We started as a direct result of the protests that happened. We had a beautiful protest in Santa Cruz. This is in 2020 after the murder of George Floyd. The very next business day, it happened, and or that was the planning of it. Anyways, that's how we started. We had lots of community meetings, and one of the things that came out of that is Black people wanted to be seen, Black people wanted to be heard. We're 1.7% of Santa Cruz County, and this was a time for us to stand up and make some demands so that we could feel like we belong, because we should. This is our town as well, our county. And Io is going to tell. Io is a program director, and he has actually helped create our program.
Yeah, I mean, I love that you said, the protesting turning into the movement work, because we're really trying to institutionalize the movement of Black lives and address that through a local Santa Cruz lens, right? So that means understanding how we build the retention or recruitment of the Black community. It means understanding how we alleviate housing pressures from our Black community, and support them in finding affordable housing. That's one of our programs. It means developing a pipeline of leadership to make sure there's not a gap of information here, and that we're able to support Black leaders and really diversify what leadership looks like in Santa Cruz County. That's through our leadership program. And it's also by making sure that we're developing community events, and we're building a sense of belonging, and really make sure that Black residents have a sense of ownership of this town. And that's our Black neighborhood programs. So, it's such a privilege and an honor to be able to continue to work on the movement from 2020 here in 2023, and developing our committee on Black residential affordable housing, that really is supporting resource centralization, and making sure that Black residents have access to landlords and to renters and to all of these other resources that are really tailored to support them getting into the housing that they need, and really just making sure that these leadership students are learning about research and how to use research to push forward an organizing agenda, and institutionalizing their organizing movement through that research work, and partnering with the University of California and other credible, great partners to be able to bring that to life. So we get to work on these three major programs: housing, leadership, and community events. And we get to continue to build a robust Black community through executing them. And I'm so honored to be able to have been a part of this last February, where we were able to partner with over 9 different organizations. 2/3 of them were completely new organizations that we partnered with. We were able to serve over 500 folks in the community, and had multiple events every single week. And we continue to do that through our levee breach forum, where we're able to provide emergency responses and centralizing resources for our communities of color that were impacted by the flooding that had occurred, and making sure that we also held some politicians accountable for addressing our community's needs. And so, I think that's really speaks to not only what Santa Cruz Black is here to do, but the future. And maybe Cheryl, you can talk a little bit about where we're going next, and what that future looks like for Santa Cruz Black.
In a nutshell, we just want to keep Santa Cruz. We want to keep Black residents here. We want to have a thriving, sustainable Black community, which does imply we need to have affordable housing. We need to be able to build generational wealth. And there are programs that will be coming out, but at the moment there's 4 of us doing the work of 20. We need funding to get us through. What started us off was a grant, and while we've applied for some grants, we still need more money. We're doing great work, and we're the only organization that's doing the work that we're doing here in Santa Cruz County.
Yeah, I think it's really important to speak to the urgency of the need too, because Santa Cruz Black is really operating at the tailspin, and we want to make sure that we can continue to fund our operations and our staff, and employ and the continued employment of all the Black folks who work in Santa Cruz Black. So really supporting us is supporting the Black community, and we're so excited to be able to be a part of this process with you all.
Yes, it's an honor to work for the Black community here in Santa Cruz, and to be a part of the greater movement in the nation. It's actually global. It's a global movement, and it's an honor. It's a privilege, and I'm glad. I'm so happy I found Io. He's just one of the other 2 that I work with. But yeah.
So awesome. Well, thank you everybody for having us, and we look forward to hearing from y'all back. Okay, Cheryl, we'll get back to work.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Bye now. Thank you all.